this is Jo from Tauranga Massage. So I'm here tonight with someone who's got sore legs, lower legs. So we're just going to do some easy massage techniques, 5 minutes work, just to try and loosen these legs up. What I usually say to people is if there's an imbalance or a blockage in your calves, then the energy can't flow up the rest of the body, so it's really important to clear it right from the start. Now if you've got someone like this lying on the floor, I would recommend putting some cushions underneath their legs or their ankles to make it much more comfy for them, take the pressure off their knees. And you know, don't worry about whether people have clothes or, you know, you're supposed to wear socks. It doesn't really matter, there are no limits, so just work around how the person calms and what they're comfy with. I know people that are really tickly and they don't like to be massaged without socks on, so you just massage them with socks, it's fine. And tonight I'm not even using any oil or wax. We're just going to start with some gentle acupressure. And if you notice how I'm sitting, I'm leaning into the leg, so I'm using my body weight, not pushing too hard, just up and down, and I've got my thumb facing up the body. So what I'm doing is actually pressing with my thumb and the pad of my hand here. It's just a leaning action, you know, you can, whatever's comfy for you to sit like, just lean in. I'd start off quite gently, you know, you can always get stronger, especially if it's someone who hasn't had a massage before. You want to check in with them that it's not too sore, and if you don't want to disturb them while they're relaxing, you start off light, and then each time you go up you might increase it by a notch. You get to the point where you know you can feel a bit of resistance in the muscles, and as you start to feel resistance, instead of speeding up, you actually slow down. Is that pressure okay? So now, actually grabbing the muscle and lifting up. Just to loosen the muscle off the bones. You know, and if it feels, you get to a point where it feels like a bit wrong to do that, then stop and change. You know, you might need to use 2 hands. And again, shift your position rather than the person's position. So I'm going to put double thumbs together now, and I'm still leaning. And again, as I work into it, I'm actually slowing down rather than speeding up. And instead of just leaning with my thumbs and the pads of my hands, I'm actually really pushing through them. So my whole body weight and my energy is moving through with the intention to promote self-healing. And as I move through, it naturally comes on, I'm grabbing with my fingertips as well. So now I'm leaning, pushing with the pads of my hand, spreading it out a little and grabbing with the fingertips. Now with this client here, I can feel that there's a line of tension just off from the midline around these points, so I'm going to give that a little bit of extra attention. So again, I'm leaning, my body's pretty comfy. And now I'm using my other hand and I'm getting my fingertips to kind of do that grabbing and pulling, but just with one hand at that side of the leg. If you have good focus on what you're doing, you can easily pick up where there's tension and sore spots. And you might find that some parts of the calf are very tender, whereas other parts are not. So if there are tender, painful spots, lighten up. You can always go harder later. So just with the pad of my thumb, just finding those spots. And then again with the base of my hand, pads of my hand, just working around the ankles, leaning. Yeah, give it a little shake, just to finish off. And the heel. Just get your knuckle, just knuckle the sole of the foot. It's always nice to finish like that, quite grounding too. And then of course, whenever you work one side, you repeat on the alternate leg. Otherwise they wake up, they get up from the floor feeling very strange. Always give your client a glass of water afterwards. Let them take their time before they start getting up off the floor and walking around again, because sometimes people need time to come to.